who sat with them when they put all of this together. So if they do not want many of Nigerians to either end up in IDP camps or dead or wretched in the next 1 year, a serious country will wage war against those who are waging war against their country. But that is not the kind when you have the call loose. So I don't know which one to give to you first, because this is me now going into the part of the reasons why, you see, whatever it is that the World Bank is projecting, IMF projecting, as much as they are so involved, okay, the available facts shows that none of them is to be trusted. So on one hand, they are telling us the consequences of all they are doing together. On the second hand, they are not telling us that they are distancing themselves from this. No, they are deeply involved. Same them, any of their employee tomorrow may come up and begin to say, may just declare, Tinubu's policy saved Nigeria, headline. You get what I mean? But the bottom line is that the reasons why, there will be no real progress. And of course, more and more Nigerians, right, will continue to fall into abject, multi-dimensional poverty. The height of them is this insecurity. Others is those who enabled it. Those who are supposed to nip it in the bud, but turned it into the politics of, while the lives and livelihood of people have been destroyed before our very eyes. So the guy who is the NSA to Tinubu, and that is Ribadu, right? After Tinubu spent 19 days in France and London, okay? So he said they went in to go and brief Tinubu. And then he had this to say. That's what we're going to start from. I've got this two boring part first. Then we'll go to something we say in the middle. Watch this.
Yes, it was graciously Mr. President gave us a chance to come and brief him. And it lasted very long. We gave him an update of what has been the case and what is going on. And even when he was out there and before coming back, he was constantly in touch. He was giving directives. He was following developments. And we, in charge of the security, got the opportunity today to come and brief him properly for hours. And it was very, very detailed, and it was exhaustive. It was complete and A to Z what has been the case and what's been happening today. And we listened and we took instructions from him. We got new directives. The fact is, Mr. President is insisting and working so hard to ensure that we have peace, security, and stability in our country. We gave him what is going on, and we also assured him that work is ongoing and continuous. We also carried out his instructions. We went around. The chiefs were all out where we had these sparks and incidents of insecurity. Plateau State, Benue State, even Borno, these particular 3 states. And we gave him a feedback because he directed us to go meet with the political authorities there. Issue of insecurity often is not just federal government. It involves the subunits. They are the ones who are directly with the people, especially if some of the challenges are more or less bordering on community problems. Not entirely everything is that, but of course it plays a significant role. You need to work with the communities, you need to work with the local governments, you need to work with the governors, especially the governors. The president continued to direct that we should be doing that, and that's what we are able to. And we are very happy, very satisfied with the instructions and the directives given by Mr. President this evening.
Okay, definitely. Now, what should they?
He's so worried and concerned. He insisted that enough is enough, and we are working and to ensure that we restore peace and security. And all of us are there. The armed forces are there, the civil police, the intelligence communities. They are there. They are working there 24 hours. And we feel that we have done enough to believe that we are on the right course and we'll be able to be on top of things. We are getting the cooperation of the, like I said, the leadership at the state level and everybody. So we are good. It's not really 100% that everything is safe and secure, but we are going there. Things have improved since, and we'll continue to be there. We will work. It is its own instructions. Things have changed in this country. We've continued to, talk about it. Security is about relative. What was it and what is it today? You compare how things were in the past. We do not underestimate even one life lost. We don't take it for lightly, no, at all. But certainly, a lot of things have changed and improved, and it will continue to. We are on right track. We are on right direction, and we will not relent. We will not sit down. We will not stop until when we are able to achieve results. The same thing with Borno State. Yes, we knew things escalated in the last few months or so. But these people you are fighting, evil people, will not just sometimes sit down and accept defeat. They will show their own. They will try to show. Most of the death and also casualties we recorded are as a result of IEDs, improvised explosive devices, that they will go plant for innocent people to come and just anything on top of it is explode. And then often you have large number of casualties. We have also seen opportunistic attacks. When after, for a long period, you have more or less a relative peace, then they will come cowardly, go around and do a bad thing. And for your information, when you are having peace and you are beginning to get used to it, if one bad incident happens, you forget or you easily not remember this period that you enjoyed peacefully. That is what is going on. There are people who don't sleep, who work throughout, who do not go for any break or holiday, who are making sacrifice, many, just for us to achieve this semblance of peace that we are enjoying. And they will continue to be there. I think it is also appropriate that people should take note of that. There are many who are doing this. Yes, it was graciously Mr. President gave.
Nuisance Lele.
Now, person where they advised if no be that. Ribadu. They are just a bunch of fake praise singers, like eye service. I think people should kind of study it though. Like they are always, if you have not observed them, I have, right? They are mostly acting like they are scripted. They are always going to be sounding off, back and forth, contradictory, and the rest. So, for example, if you remember, Wale Idun, that is the National Economic Advisor to Tinubu, as well as the Finance Minister, right? Whenever you see Wale Idun on screen, Wale Idun will be dropping grammar, but pointless, meaningless, like directionless, senseless narratives just to defend something. For example, right? Wale Idun can be like, you see, Mr. President, when we met with the Mr. President on this 5.5 million dollars loan from World Bank. You see, this World Bank loan is because, you see, Mr. President wants the poor people in Nigeria to understand that he knows that they are suffering. He knows that things are very, very tough. That is why, you see, Mr. President, in his wisdom, he decided that, he called a meeting of his intelligence team together, and he said, when we met with the World Bank, Mr. President, in his wisdom, he listened to all our presentations, all the options, and he said, we should take the 5.5 million for training of women on how to tie wrapper. For the progress of Nigeria and all of that. So in his wisdom, so Mr. President said, you see, our women, they work so hard. They are the pillar of the family. They hold the family together. And Mr. President believed that in his own economic drive to empower the women and ensure that they have this modern technological advancement for progress of, gratuity in the North Pole of, Galatasaray. You could just say all the nonsense altogether, like that. But he will always say that Mr. President, in his wisdom, Mr. President also, when he called us, you see, one thing, Mr. President is like, he's such a very intelligent man. You see, when he said, we need to make sure that the poor women in Nigeria, they learn how to tie wrapper in a professional, technological, 2025, 21st century way. That's why they want to borrow 5.5 million from World Bank. Wale do. They all kind of like talk like that. So when you listen to Ribadu as well, I just met with the president to come and brief him. You see, even when he was away, when he was over there, he was still controlling things because Mr. President says that we must make sure that, things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are improving now. Like, you see, Mr. President is very much in charge. And he always makes sure that, all these bad people, we deal with them, and we have dealt with them enough that everywhere is peaceful now. Everywhere is good. Even though I actually jotted some of his nonsense, okay? Even though, we have, some casualties. We have had plenty casualties, okay? And most of the casualties are, there are people who are killed, with IEDs, improvised explosive devices. But we're on track. We're on track. Mr. President wants to make sure that we're on track. Mr. President wants to make sure that all over this country, everybody is safe. Nigeria is safe. Even though God damn it. He said more. He said large number of casualties. That's why he called it large number. He said some of these attacks are opportunity attacks and blah, blah, blah. But there is no peace. The only peace you have right now is because you are not the current target. A day is coming, turn by turn Nigeria Limited. A day is coming that it may be you running for your life. It can happen to anybody anytime. That's not safe. Because every day, from what we have seen so far, this guy who said, issue of security, the subunit, he called it subunit. They all have to work together, but a state governor is not allowed to arm local groups to go after the terrorists. How about that? But it is Ribadu. Okay? Like I said, this is one very huge elephant in the room of the reason why, if you see the projection for Nigeria, don't brush it aside. Everybody, they feel from the economy that was $568 or so billion, the economy, where most of you will remember 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you had an economy that some of you, as you are graduating, right? Or you have some little job you are doing somewhere, you're buying yourself new cars, they go on holiday. You don't know anybody, but your papa don't be politician or anything, right? Some of you started your online businesses and other businesses that somehow you add something to hold or call your own. Because you had an economy where people were able to buy, people had money to buy and sell. You go everywhere, just create something. You will have a demography to serve, shopping mall everywhere, today you see have them, but patronage has so dropped that you don't need anybody, all right, to explain to you what is going on. If you don't understand that an economy that was 568 billion, economy that was going to 1 trillion, then APC happened to you. Your economy is now shrunk, that they are now projecting Nigeria economy will hit $198 billion in 2026. So do you know what that means? It means that some of your wealth, they've wiped out more than 70% of an entire generational wealth. You don't understand. Some of you don't understand. I don't know how to explain it to you. If you, in the last 10 years, if you lost a job, if you lost a business, if you lost your relationship because of economic reasons, you are the victims of the last 10 years of that dwindled economy. No matter what you see, your people get money. Some people don't get money in the last 10 years. They are now rich. Yes, that's what happened. When they wipe the economy like that, the money still ends up in the hands of few. Do you understand what that is, right? No? Okay. In a situation whereby you have an economy, there are somehow, you see our productions going on at some level, including oil production in Nigeria. Your refineries were working at 51%, in case some of you have forgotten totally. 51%. It was when the APC, Egbeke came, 2016. That was when Nigeria refineries, all of them, died. And it was intentional. And under Bokwari, they've expended over $2 billion, over $2.6 billion, reviving that refinery. It still never works. Intentional. Here you get. So those of you who can say, oh, my mama lost a slot. Oh, they destroyed my mama's stall. Oh, they destroyed my papa's business place. They did this and that. Oh, they sold this and that, and then they just lost their jobs. In the last decade, this is like saying in your economy in that country, right? Over $300 billion. Zoom in 10 years. $300 billion. So if you see some of them that built houses that you can say, this one are like $1 billion. This one is like, sure you get, that is where your money is. Majority of it is no longer in Nigeria. It's not that Nigeria is not creating wealth after, that 10 years too. Sure you know now, like you can say, okay, from $568 billion economy, under Bokwari, just so you know, it dropped to $340 something billion. That's what they said. They said the economy of Nigeria shrunk to 320 something billion. This was in 2023. Between 2023 and 2025, Nigeria economy has shrunk to 198 billion. So you will feel it. That's what you are feeling in Nigeria. That's why you can see that even if you try to start any business, how are you sure that you have that same patronage and the business won't die? Be honest to yourself, but not everybody won't be honest. Everybody is telling you that don't expect government to do anything for you. But yet you start a business, right? They crashed the economy. Inflation took half of your business, or 2/3 of your business. The rest, you are now probably like in between. She make you sell the business and japa, and make you just sell whatever remains, and just eat until you finish the money. You see, nobody say you try. You are trying to be on your own. You are not looking for government, but yet their policies will still touch you, steal from you, destroy your efforts. So you don't need a proposal. You don't need anybody to tell you what's going to happen. And then somebody will be like, oh, everything will be fine. Everything can be fine. Well, to some extent. What does that mean? What I listed earlier. When you go after the terrorist sponsor, the terrorist, you no longer do pardoning terrorist. Any captured terrorist will kind of count himself unlucky. A dead terrorist is a repentant terrorist, or a dead terrorist is a repented terrorist. But any terrorist captured alive, right? To make sure that the terrorist is has repented, then you have to build your camp in Sambisa. Enough that if you manage to round up to like 100,000 of them, and maybe exterminate more, maybe 200,000-300,000 more, then that your land will become a dreaded land. Their sponsor are also standing trial for murder, standing trial for treason, whatever you can set them up for, and they can get life sentences or death sentences. So when you send that